what makes a perfect song is a hook
Mm-hmm.
that is so good that you want to. Oh, okay. It's a hook you want to sing
Yeah.
and an arrangement of music that you also can sing to.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so for example, I don't know if you were ever a My Chemical Romance fan.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
who? Oh,
my man. Let's go. I love it.
oh, I got a
Um,
follow up question, but yes, keep going. Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 507. That's right. Phenomenal episode for you all today. Of course, what do I talk about? Castingfor2.com. I know I've mentioned it, but there's a pod shop. I put in some Pride stuff because I try to be a good ally, and I want everybody to look good. So I'm trying to give you all variety, and I'm so happy with how the new logo turned out that I just want people to look cool. That's all I want. Prices are marked down as low as I can go. But that you can go to castingfor2.com, see the pod merch store there, and also be taken to the podcast on various services that you use, like Spotify or Apple or Google or wherever. Castingfor2.com, go there and do it. But I should talk about my guest. My guest today is a phenomenal musician, streamer, actor, martial artist, MCR fan, just phenomenal person to talk to. Also from Oregon. That's the most important thing. Bo Baskoro is on the podcast. Phenomenal chat with him. So much fun. But I'm done talking about it because we can actually listen to it. So sit back and relax. And Bo, take it away. But how is your day going so far, sir?
oh man, it's great. It's great. It's been just kind of driving through driving through Los Angeles traffic all day.
Fun. So are you living there, visiting, or what?
Yeah, I'm in a long-term temporary Airbnb right now. I'm kind of visiting and just kind of finding a I'm currently looking for a place to live around here and
Gotcha.
kind of just I really just wanted a change in environment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, being from Portland and everything, and um so I just needed something a little bit different than rain and clouds the whole 365 days of the year, and I'm currently getting that right now.
I mean, as a person who's from Salem, Oregon, there's nothing wrong with rain and clouds all year long.
I'll tell you. Oh, you're from Salem?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's the
Oh, very
weather.
nice.
It's the
Well, I
weather.
meant no offense, sir.
You know what? We're really done now. No, I'm just kidding. No, I totally get it that it's not people's vibe, but
Yeah.
I live in Texas right now, and I've gone on about how much I hate it,
Um,
and it still is the same. But there when it rains here, it's very aggressive. It's very thundery, lightning, and like, hey, the whole house is gonna rattle. Versus, when I was there,
wow.
it's very like calm and like, hey, we'll be gone in a sec. Just let us do our thing, and then we'll be out of here.
Right, right.
So that's
You know what? You're absolutely right. It's like let us do our thing. And I will hand it to Oregon.
mhm.
They are very I will say they're very it's very mild with the weather conditions.
Yeah, yeah. No, and yeah, like, and there's something about the rain where I have this sense of, okay, well, let's go do stuff. Like, I got to get up. I got errands to run, and my girlfriend will just be like, no, I don't want to do anything. It's raining, and I'm just, oh, okay, all right. But you'll still see me outside in like a hoodie, well, not a hoodie because it's too hot here, but like shorts and sandals, just doing my thing because I'm just like whatever. And like it's raining. I go, yeah. So
Yeah.
what's your point? You know, I'm just like, uh. But
Right. Right.
but I do
That's fair. You know what?
understand.
That's very.
Yeah, but I understand the change for scenery. I get it. I totally get that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was raised and grew up in Portland,
Mm,
so and I've always, honestly, I was always proud of that. But I
hmm
think it wasn't until this last year, like, we hit spring, and I was like, it'd be nice to have like a few days of sun.
hmm
We had one day of sun, and it was like marked as like it was record that this was the first day of sun in over 6 months.
Yeah,
Um, so I was like, yeah, maybe it would be nice to have a different change of environment and be around more like-minded people too.
gotcha. Okay, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I see.
Right.
I feel the same way. Uh, or maybe the opposite. I don't know. I hate Texas. It doesn't matter. So it's whatever. You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I'm I'm not around. My girlfriend, my family. We're all like-minded individuals. But other than that, I'm just like, oof. Okay. Fun. And then yeah, I've had enough. Of the sun. Just like I'm like I'm
You
good.
hear me? Oh, you can't hear me. I am so sorry, but I lost you for like 30 seconds. And so I saw your microphone like logo
Oh.
going up and down that you were talking, and I'm like, "No, Chris, wait."
Oh,
I'm
it was
so
yeah. It's that thing of I was just saying how I Texas and I don't get along. Everyone who listens gets it, so it's fine.
You know what? I get that. I feel that. So where in Texas are you?
I'm in San Antonio.
Okay. What I mean, it sounds like you're not quite the fan of that. Is there a reason why you're down there? There has to
Uh,
be a reason.
yeah, I have family here, and my sister pretty much, you know, stayed here, and she was starting a family. So my family and we just moved down here, and I. I've honestly looked for ways to get back there because I'm just like I took care of my niece and nephew.
Yeah.
How like for 11 years, and I'm just like, okay,
Oh,
they're good. I'm done. So
yeah. I paid my dues.
yeah, he picks his own clothes. Like that's it. Like, there's nothing more to teach him. So
Yeah, once you've developed the ability to close your shelf, you're really off into the wild. Much like Ash Ketchum, if you will, from
yes,
Pokemon.
yes, that's
Turns head.
exactly how it is. Me and my
Yeah.
Bulbasaur, like
Yes.
I'm ready to leave.
Speak on it, baby.
but I don't want to make this episode about me. I'll talk to you about you for a little bit, and then we'll make it about me if that's cool.
Yeah,
Um,
sure. Let's make it about us.
yeah, you know what? Why not? Why not? So, are you a Vikings, Ducks, or Beavers fan?
Whoa, that is such a good question. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because my family, my mom raised us as such Duck fans
hmm
that when I was a kid, I think I was, oh my God, I think it was to 10 to 15.
hmm
We lived in a house in a suburb of Gresham or a suburb of Portland, and like in a manufactured home area. And my
hmm
mom was such a fan that she painted our house yellow and green, but not
Whoa.
like not like even tasteful yellow and green, like the actual
Oh
like
no.
early 2000s yellow and green that the Ducks like that was their color.
Yeah, like
And
highlighter yellow and.
exactly, and she painted the body of the house yellow
Oh
and the
no.
trimming was green. So that was like so everyone knew our house, and it was on the corner of a main street too. So everyone knew our house
hmm
as the Duck House. And so it was just kind of projected onto me that I became a Duck fan.
Yeah.
And then my sister ended up marrying one of the linemen from the Oregon Ducks.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
So,
So
so I don't think I had a choice.
I'm well, if you're fine with that, cool. If you're not, hey, I'm sorry, you didn't have a choice. Uh, but yeah, no, I mean, I was fortunate enough to have a choice, and I did go the beaver route,
Okay,
just
okay.
because. And I'm not saying you or your family had any influence on me, but just growing up, I there were a lot of aggressive duck fans that
Really?
yeah, and I was just to the point where like we get it, you're the best. Like okay, let's
Wow.
move on. And I'm not a sports guy at all.
Yeah.
And I'm that
But
guy that's just like, "Hey, they did better than last year. Whatever. Let's move on."
totally, totally.
But
I totally identify with that. The thing is, I, maybe it was our upbringings, but
mhm.
all the all the Beaver fans I knew were that way.
Really?
So maybe it was like a generational thing or something, or maybe it was just like the hub. See, I really wasn't. I didn't follow sports as much as my mom and my
Mm,
sister did.
mhm.
Um, and the sports I did follow was like martial arts.
Right.
I was following like those kind of things, and so it wasn't very team oriented, team based, and
Yeah.
so it just never like really stuck with me. But then I had friends that were like they were like it was like a cult following, and so it's like you cannot say quack, you
mm.
cannot say the onomatopoeia of quack, um in like certain groups of people,
Wow.
and you
Okay.
couldn't, and vice versa for whatever sound beavers make.
Right. Well, so, yeah, well, chomp. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know.
Nibble, nibble, nibble.
Yeah, nibble, nibble. Like I don't know. Like get out of my way.
You
I'm
just
trying to build
hearing
something here.
yes, a stadium of people going nibble, 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 nibble.
Yeah. But I
Oh my.
mean, it's and maybe times have just changed because um, it was a couple years, maybe 5 years ago. I was visiting some friends, and one of my buddies had to go to Eugene to the university just to kind of, go to the library, hang out. I don't know what he's gonna do. So he's like, "Do you want to come with me?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." But the only hat I have is, an OSU hat. Am I going to get in trouble or whatever? So I went to the campus. I walked around. Everybody was nice, and I was just okay. Maybe it's over. Maybe I'm not getting hit or like okay like the that time. And again, this was a while ago, so maybe that time has just passed. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
here's hoping, man. The
but
whole elitism thing has always been silly to me.
oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, but yeah, and I had friends that went to both schools, and I myself was planning to go to OSU.
Mm.
So it was just one of those things that I like. If somebody, one of my friends, like the other, I'm not going to say boo. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, do your
Yeah, it's
thing.
like you get your education.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not
Imagine
paying
having an
for it, so I
education.
don't. If I was paying for it, then yeah, I have a say in where you go. But I just didn't care. There was more important things to do, like
Yeah.
I don't know. Where are we gonna party? That's
Yes, that's a priority. That is a
which
priority.
with for that we would go to was it Western? Yeah, we
Mm.
would party in Western, but that's a whole other story.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I never got invited to a single party in college,
Oh,
and I spent
same, same.
most of my time in my dorm playing Super Smash Brothers or Ocarina of Time.
Nice, nice. No, so I didn't go to traditional college, so I would just
Okay.
tag along with my friends. So I'm in the
Oh,
same
nice.
boat. Um, and of course they would play video games and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I guess that's fine.
This is
Uh,
our party.
yeah, this
The only
this is
party, the only party we party is Mario Party.
exactly. But so I'm just curious when being a Duck fan and karate and all that stuff. When do you find music?
Music was actually, gosh, that's actually a great question. When do I find music? Uh, when do I make time for music, you mean?
Yeah, when did you catch the bug? Like when you're like, oh, this is
Ooh,
something I can do.
that is a great question. So, um, did you ever hear of a show called Smallville?
Of course.
Awesome. So there's, gosh, season 7, episode 3. It's called Cure,
Mhm.
and there's a scene where spoiler alert if you haven't seen it in the last 25 years. I don't know how old it is. Um, but a scene where Bobby and Chloe break up and
Uh-huh.
Missy Higgins, Where I Stood, was playing. And um and then another scene from it was like Lana Lang and Clark Kent are breaking up that she's riding her horse down the dirt road. These two scenes, and White Flag by Dido is being played. Those
Okay.
two scenes, I I was watching them and I thought, oh my God, this is so sad.
Yeah.
I think I want to make people sad. And so, and it was the music that just that made that moment in the show, and so
Yeah.
in that scene. And so from that point I was like, I want to try to emulate that. I want to try to um I want to make a song that people feel the way I feel about Clark and Lana breaking up, or Chloe and Bobby waking up
Hmm.
or breaking up. And so so I think that was the moment.
Hmm.
And um and it's funny too because before that I was training really heavily in the pursuit of being a martial arts instructor. That's kind of what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
Um, and like I trained in Korea for a while and did some training like throughout, did a tour where I'm trained with different schools with grandmasters and stuff.
Oh
And,
wow.
and suddenly I was like, I saw this episode of Smallville and thought, I need to do this instead.
Yeah. And how old were you when you saw that?
God, oh man, I think I was. Uh, I want to say, I want to say like maybe 16, 17. I
Okay.
think I was 17 when that happened.
Okay.
Uh, um, so I was pretty like late in the music game,
Hmm.
but like I've always had musical influences, but like it was like that didn't occur to me that that was a future job that could be had.
Hmm.
You know, I was always told like work for the government.
That yeah. Okay. I mean, look, there's not Benny's good Benny's, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, oh dude, Benny's as hell, man. My mom worked for you're from okay, so you're from Oregon. So are you
Yeah.
familiar with TriMet?
With what?
TriMet?
Yes.
It's like the metro like the transit system, so
Oh,
like
yes, 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 yes.
all that stuff. Yeah, so she worked in government affairs there,
Hmm.
and um she worked there all while I was growing up, and yo, the Bennies were crazy, man. Like privilege really flowed through my veins at that point. I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
lie.
gosh, the dental visits. Oh
The
my gosh.
dental. Oh my
Oh, I'm making it rain free toothbrushes.
every time I went in, I came out with free floss, free toothpaste. I was like, yo, this is the come up I need.
They would bring out that little like sampler size toothpaste and I'd be like, nah, I got the
Yeah,
bennies, and then they give you the full size
yeah,
one.
yeah. Yes. They're like, what kind of fluoride would you want? I'm like, give me the cotton candy, the
Yes.
living large.
Normally we just do grape, but for you we got another one, another flavor.
Yes. Oh my lord.
There we go. I mean, so having done, martial arts and having this, to aspire to be a trainer and stuff like that, did
Yeah.
you focus shifting that to music? Did you see that you kind of picked it up a little bit faster since you had this, this. Well, I'm not. Did you like quit doing your
Do I like
martial
go cold
arts?
turkey?
Yeah. Did you do that?
Um, I think that there was no.
Okay.
Short answer is no, but that specific time period, there was like a pull where I just wanted to invest my time in something creative.
Mm.
And that being said, I think combat and martial arts can be very creative,
Hmm.
but there was something about it that was just drawing me into this. So I spent a lot of time doing that when I wasn't playing video games,
Hmm.
and um, and so that slowly took away my time for martial arts. Um, but now I have the privilege of doing both. I still do martial arts. I still train in a few different styles,
Hmm.
um, and still get to write music. So I get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, I and so just kind of what I was trying to allude to, but just failed miserably. Did you notice that, because you were shifting gears a little bit, that it influenced the way you did music at all?
Ooh, I would say to a degree, yes.
Hmm.
I think um like the way I write, I would say the way I was writing for a while and I mean some of the stuff I was even listening to was inspired by the kind of um again scenes in different like
Mm.
um combat moments in a show, or like the music I would listen to like even just get something simple like even getting hyped up or getting really in the zone for getting your in your headspace for training.
Mm.
Um I was writing like that for a while, which if that's what if that's kind of what you're alluding to, like I think the culture and the style, the culture of the art that I was studying, um and like just kind of some of the music and some of those like influences really did kind of shape the beginnings of my music.
Okay. Yeah, it's just because whether it's martial arts or I've talked to a few dancers that have this discipline this that they've developed from doing that and then now
Oh,
they're like, okay, I'm switching gears to acting or whatever. Now they can apply what that discipline that they learned to this new thing.
I see. Yeah, yeah. I totally agree. I think the discipline really helped. And like I mean, I had a martial arts professor that was like down my neck with training,
Hmm.
and so I think I've really applied that to everything, where everything is like you create the routine to be able to make time for those things,
Right.
and the training regimen is formulaic. And like I actually thinking about it today, just like the rhythm of like starting my day with doing warm ups or exercising, doing warm ups, and then running your scales,
Hmm.
and like getting the basics down, and then kind of expanding on your skill and expanding on your techniques is it translated from training in martial arts to training in songwriting.
Hmm. and just kind of going with the songwriting aspect, are there ever
Yeah.
times when you're either you're doing your martial arts thing, or maybe you're just playing video games, and then you're just like, oh, I got this song idea, you full stop, wait, can I write this down real quick? Do you ever have those moments?
Oh my gosh, that's a really good question. I've actually had to try to manage that better, because
Mm.
for like 6 7 years I was I was like working, before was able to be full time in like the creative industry. I was working as a server,
Mm.
and there were times that inspiration would hit like in the middle of me working, and I would have to like run off and like do a voice memo on my phone, or like I would suddenly I'd get tunnel vision and I couldn't actually do my job, and
Mm.
I got into trouble a few times because of that. And then like it happened in the car, and for me I'm not really eloquent, and I'm not really like, I don't know, the goal for me with songwriting is always like, how do you say the same thing but differently than everyone else?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I spent so much time in this zone of like, nah, I need to polish it up in my head. And so I was constantly writing in my head, but it was just getting in the way of living life with other people, and actually doing my job or spending time with my friends. So the short answer is yes. I that's happened for a while, but it's only recently that I tried to like kind of control it more, because it was really taking over my life. And the reality is I've been doing it enough that I think that a skill that I really want to be able to sharpen and hone in is, instead of letting the inspiration just suddenly come and be you know be subject to that. I want to be able to have the skill to be able to reach into the creativity and the creativity be subject to me instead,
Mm.
where I control the creativity and I come to it rather than it just suddenly comes out of nowhere and then I have to put my day on hold for it.
Right, right. Yeah, it's like okay, well, I mean, I think that's pretty cool that you're training yourself to do that. I always wonder, like, if I can snap my fingers and then boom, creation happens. Like, oh my god, I would be so happy instead of just
Oh yeah,
kind of me like waiting around for my brain to come up with something or stuff like that. So,
definitely.
um,
It's I mean it's hard and
yeah,
like I'm still not good at it, but it's something I really want to control um because I mean that's just I feel like that's just what the pros do.
yeah,
They're
right.
just able to. I remember my mentor Denny White for a while. He was my songwriting mentor, and
Mhm.
we were on a walk one time, and I was talking about like how do you come up with such descriptive words? He's like, I don't know. Like you really just kind of figure out how to say, and then he looked at like I think he looked at some sort of. I think he looked at like a sidewalk, a plant in the dirt,
Mhm.
and I don't remember what he freaking said, but it was like so poetic, and it was basically about like your foot going from the dirt to the concrete and how
Mm.
metaphor. And I was like, what the? You just pull that out of your. Are you serious, dude? And so I really strive to be like that. I can make something so benign sound so I don't know, prolific.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like for those moments, it's the reason why I love like painters and photographers that are just like, oh, what's this moment? Let's live in this moment and let me capture it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
let's immortalize this moment
yeah,
in
and
this
it's like a bag of peas that fell on the floor and they're just scattered everywhere, and they're just
and they're
like,
like it's so telling of society
right.
and
And I'm
they
just,
see it at a certain angle and you're like, how did you even see it like that?
right. Yeah, I'm just like, dang. Why? I wish I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
I'm with you.
whole other level stuff. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
but you've mentioned video games a bit, and I had the chance to go over your bios and stuff, and I saw you do Twitch.
I do.
How,
That's it's such a fun thing.
how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that, man. I think since 2018 or
Mm,
2019, and I, bro, let me tell you what though. When you're starting out, it is so hard to get all the technical because I started out with a MacBook,
mm,
and those MacBooks are not meant to do
mm-mm.
anything besides what's already built into the MacBook. And
Right.
so you get all these third-party apps, and it just completely crumbles. And so, um, the early stages of Twitch was actually, honestly, it was only until recently that Twitch really started. We started agreeing with each other, but it was just technical difficulty after technical difficulty.
Yeah.
But it's so fun because you get to just I don't get a lot of opportunities, especially during COVID. I didn't get a lot of opportunities to spend time with people
Hmm.
and spend time with people that liked this one part of uh, this one subject in my life. And so it was cool to be able to jump online and anyone from any place in the world, they could, we could be in the same chat room and I could be playing a game that we have a mutual love for or interest in,
Hmm.
and we could talk about it. And it's just a way for me to kind of be myself without much of a risk.
Hmm.
And if that makes sense, because uh, when we're in public with people, you kind of have to, or at least in my head, I kind of like am tiptoeing on um, like the social skill threshold of am I too much? Am I not enough? How do I do
Mm.
this? How do I socialize? So on Twitch, it was like the freedom to be able to be myself with the things I love to do, and like if a hater comes on or some troll comes on and starts talking trash, it's like, I don't, you're not even real, you're the internet, it doesn't
Right.
matter.
Right.
There's no weight to what you're saying because it's the internet. So it's a great way for me to build relationships with people outside of um, the city I'm in,
Mm.
and it's just a fun way to be get my entertainer on. And be creative on the in the gaming sphere.
Nice. Have you done like music stuff on Twitch?
Yeah. So typically what I do um is I'll either compose music, write music on Twitch, or I'll play a game. Like the last game I think I played was um I think it was Pokemon
Hmm.
Scarlet Violet, and then Final Fantasy uh, Crisis Core.
Mm,
So it's like I try to do a mix of music and gaming.
gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, just kind of like just get the like overall vibe of what you do. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice because yeah, it just kind of encompasses a lot of the fun, like a lot of the my interests, and
Hmm.
I get to do them and I get to do them in public with people on the internet, and the people that want to be there can be there, and it's just like low risk and still pretty rewarding for me.
Nice. I used to stream so much.
Really?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I used to do Mixer when that was a thing,
Oh yeah.
and which I loved that platform. I really did.
Oh
And
really? I never touched it. I never dabbled with it at all.
it was so quick,
Mm.
where the chat and the streamer was 1 to 1. Um,
Oh nice.
but as dumb as it sounds, like in the chat you can post gifs and stuff like that, which
Yes.
is something that I missed, and I still do whenever I'm on Twitch. I'm like, whatever. But I used to uh, just stream 3 times a week, just for
Yeah.
years, and I just did a little bit of everything. And I remember I did try to do like, hey, I'm going to edit a podcast live.
Sure.
Watch what I do, and I was just like, okay, like it's boring. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
Never.
I mean, honestly, there's some things that I'm realizing it just isn't meant for streaming.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some it just doesn't have the following. And maybe it's now, maybe it's just not yet, but yeah, I honestly I started feeling that way with music.
Hmm.
And uh there's some people that like will still be there because we still have great chats and stuff, and it's fun to put like it's fun to like just come up with music and people just play along with it and give me advice or just kind of whatever. But I was also doing a fitness stream, and
Mm.
uh, I had a lot of people, a lot of followers joining, but I mean, it was only them.
Hmm.
There's not a lot of people thinking I want to follow a workout on Twitch. Maybe someone right now will have a workout that I can follow along to. And the
Right.
same thing with you, maybe you felt like this too, but like I can't imagine a lot of people are like, I wonder what it's like to edit a podcast live. Let me jump in
Right.
and you know, so um so yeah, I definitely understand that. Like you kind of feel like, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's because I don't really like to necessarily call myself a gamer. Do I do it? Yes. I'm not die hard about it. I've never played a Final Fantasy game. I've
Ooh.
I what my friend was talking about Diablo, and I was like, I've never played Diablo. I just don't. I don't have any interest. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But they're like the Lego games I love playing.
Yes.
There's the new Star Wars game coming out that I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna be all over that for sure.
100%.
Yeah, and then so it's always my need to just like, what else can I do that's not gaming related, so I don't get bored and just want to just go away, because that's, uh, you know, I always like streaming with somebody else because I'm very much somebody who like, hey, let's bounce this ball. Let's
Yeah.
let me be the sidekick. Let me be dumb. You set me up. Like let's just stuff like that. So when I'm by myself, I'm just all right.
You like the co-op stuff.
Yeah, oh, I love it. It's so much fun, and that's what I primarily did when I first started streaming. Was I was just streaming with a bunch of friends,
I
and it was
love
always
that.
fun. And then, but yeah, it's just that thing of, all right, let me be entertained. And my brain goes, I
Mm,
I,
like the
I hate
pressure
short
of it.
streams
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah,
I'm like, if I don't have at least 3+ hours, then what's the point?
What is the point?
Yeah.
Yes, I was starting to feel like that for a while too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I get that. Because then you're like, well, I'm like, when you're with someone and like in IRL, if you're with someone and then 30 minutes in, you're like, all right, well, it was good to see you. It's like, did we even hang out? And I
Right.
feel like in relativity on Twitch, it's really like 3 hours minimum
Yeah.
where people are really kind of getting. That's when the stream really starts.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And yeah, I have friends that when they stream, it's like 90 minutes, an hour. I'm just like, what?
What were
What?
you doing?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I just missed everything. Like, what?
Yeah.
Man. So yeah, no. So that's why my brain tells me, okay, if I don't have half a day to stream, then I'm not doing it. And I always have half a day usually, but my brain still goes, nope, it's too late. You didn't start it at a certain hour, so it's too late.
Oh
So
no, the pressure. I get that.
yeah, the self appointed pressure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
But it's all good. But so one thing I like to know about people uh, that do certain things. In your case, I would love to know, and there's no right or wrong question or answer. Um, I'm just curious, as far as music goes, what makes a perfect song?
Wow. You asked, you son of a gun. Okay, so
And if you have an example, feel free.
man, I was just listening to, um, I think I was just driving and I was listening to Lizzie McApplin or whatever her name is.
Hmm.
Not like that sounds so mean. If she's ever listening to this, I'm sorry, Lizzie. How I just pronounced your name and botched it. Uh, she just came out with a song called "A
Hmm.
Little Bit of Everything," and it is, I would argue, as far as storytelling goes, an incredibly maybe perfect song.
Hmm.
But I think that it's subjective to what part of the song you're looking into. Maybe, ah, man. See, now you got me overthinking. So now I'm like, well, it could be this, could be this. I've always thought like lyrics, having like perfect lyrics makes the song perfect.
Yeah,
Um, but also having that hook just is a game changer.
yeah,
That Lizzie song, uh, it's it's not crazy with the hooks, but that the lyrics are just so heart wrenching. Um, so let me think. I'm gonna say what makes a perfect song is a hook
hmm,
that is so good that you want to. Oh, okay. It's a hook you want to sing
yeah.
and an arrangement of music that you also can sing to.
Oh, okay,
Um,
yeah.
so for example, I don't know if you were ever a My Chemical Romance fan.
Oh,
MC.
who?
My man, let's go. I love it.
Oh, I got a
Um,
follow up question, but yes, keep going.
you hear the ba, 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 you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you know exactly what song it is, and you want to sing that part. And I think that song might be in my top four perfect songs. The hook is fantastic, the melody is fantastic, and the the instrumentation is catchy enough that you can listen to it and you don't get tired of it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
I
I
love
think
that.
that's
No,
my answer.
I love that, and it's My Chemical Romance is one of those bands that if you get it, you get it, and if you don't want to get it, and that's totally
Ah!
fine. It's totally fine, and I respect the Black Parade. I respect what it did for everyone. I was always like a sweet cheers for romance kind of guy. That
Yes.
that
Is
like
that
Helena.
yes. Oh my God, dude,
That's
Helena?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the
That's
song
me.
that got me into them. Yes,
Yes.
brother. Represent. Absolutely. That that freaking that's another one.
Yeah.
God, are they a perfect band? No,
Yeah.
no. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Helena and like that guitar part too, that
Mm.
was one of the first like guitar lines I learned. The chorus. What's the worst that I could
Yes.
say? Bro,
Yes.
come
Yes.
on.
All right. So now what I'm hearing is you're gonna stream and cover these songs. That's what I'm
You
hearing
know,
now.
funny enough, one thing that we did do on the stream, one of the last music things we did was I did an orchestral arrangement to I'm Not Okay.
Oh.
And one of the things I really want, one of my big goals is I would love to compose and arrange a cover a cover song for a trailer of a movie.
Okay.
And I'm Not Okay is like such a, again, such a almost perfect song. And so I made it like this super like Dark Knight esque
Hmm.
kind of vibe. Um, put it in a minor key and made it super like put horns in it, put the strings in it, super cinematic drums, and yes. So that's one thing we did on the stream that I one of my favorite moments was covering a cinematic cover of I'm Not Okay.
Is that somewhere? Because I want to listen to that.
It might some of the production of it might be in a VOD.
Okay.
Uh, so you probably be able to look back on it. It's currently getting mixed right now,
Gotcha.
uh, so I will definitely be sure to send you a link once I get it.
I would love that. Well, and for the people at home who'd like to also be in the know and be able to follow you on the online, where can they do that?
Yeah, everywhere is Bo Baskoro. So all my social media is .com/Bo Baskoro, Instagram, um, Twitter, I guess Facebook too, TikTok, and SoundCloud. Everything is literally Bo Baskoro. I'm the only, which it's a good feeling. I'm the only Bo Baskoro in the world,
Mhm.
and I capitalized on that and took every user handle.
You don't know how happy I was when I just Googled your name and everything was there. Like I didn't have to search for anything. It was like, oh, okay. Not only that, but look, and this is like inside baseball stuff that will be cut out. But I've talked to people that have no online presence, and
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just okay. How and I
how
don't
do
know
I
what.
find this person? What do
Yeah,
I do?
and then of course I don't get any photos. It's just like I don't know what to do, and I don't want to be a weirdo and ask the person for a photo of them. Um,
I
so I'll make something up, I guess. I don't know.
get it.
But no, like all in one convenient Google, boom. Super appreciated.
Yeah, I've recently discovered how visible my presence and my life is online. I am, being in LA now, I was
Hmm.
going through a really hard transition that first week, and I tweeted like how I've had an emotional breakdown every day. I'm alone. I went from having this really nice apartment in Portland to having um this small studio that was the size of one of my rooms in Portland,
Hmm.
and like everything is just not ideal, but it's for a greater purpose. And I just like went on this little rant, and uh someone from a specific record label
Oh
reached
no!
out to
Oh
a
no!
friend and said, "Hey, your boy's having a hard time. You want to make sure they're good?"
Ooh.
And I was like, "Oh my God, I just realized how much of a little wussy I sounded and how much of a like a crybaby I was being on the internet." And after that I was like, I'll hold myself accountable, and
You know what? I'll just keep it bottled up. It's fine.
yeah, I'll
I'm
just push
fine.
it down until I
It's
die.
fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
So no wonder you still do martial arts to get that out.
Dude, honestly, truly, it definitely it my some of the biggest priorities in my life, I think I would argue should be most people's
Hmm.
priorities is my mental health and my physical health. And I think that they're both very symbiotic. And I think if it wasn't for the pursuit of constantly maintaining those two things, I'd be in a much different place.
Hmm. Hmm. No, I
So,
mean, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you're able to, just kind of have multiple outlets. I think that's pretty cool. I was gonna
yeah,
ask you, do you know how to use nunchucks?
I do. I do at a very, and it's so funny. It's so funny too because nunchucks I always saw as like I always think about. Do you remember Afro Ninja?
Of course.
Way back a few days.
Yeah.
I think anytime someone pulls out nunchucks, I think of him, and I think, oh no, don't you brought out the nunchucks. Um, but I do know nunchucks at a like basic level where
Yeah.
I can combat with it, but I can't do all the crazy
The
stunts.
cool stuff. Yeah. See, I
That was one of the first weapons I learned.
well, see, growing up, you know it was all about the Ninja Turtles for me. So
Oh yeah,
Michelangelo was
Michelangelo.
he was my guy and still is to this day. So when I graduated high school, my sister said, "Hey, I'm gonna buy you nunchucks." So I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" And I don't know where they are, but it's one of those things that I've still never hit myself on the head, so that's cool.
Okay. That's huge. That's huge.
But you know, I could get a swing at somebody, but again, I'm self taught. I don't know what I'm doing.
Dude,
So
I mean, listen, there's so much on YouTube now that
mm,
you could easily go pro in a matter of, however good you are at figuring things out, I guess.
yeah,
I would say I think my main weapon
yeah,
was training was the bow staff.
nice.
So I was like a very Donatello, or sorry, very
No,
wait, yeah,
Donatello.
it was Donatello. Yeah. Very Donatello. And but like um my old master, he put me with a bow staff because I was the tallest student,
Mm,
and it's kind of like a tall weapon. And but I always wanted the sword,
mm.
and my quote unquote rival in the school, he got the sword, and I was so mad about that. But then later on, I started getting into the bow staff, and I really got locked in it. I think it was like destiny that I freaking it's just like it was my weapon, and it became a part of me, and that's the one I identified with. And then my master was suddenly like, "Bo, you need to learn the sword now." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to learn the sword now."
Right,
So
it's too late.
it's
I,
too late.
I'm all
Um,
bow staff,
it's all bow
bow
staff.
staff
Yeah,
or nothing.
yeah,
It's in the name. Come on,
yeah.
it
I
was
know
meant for
exactly.
me.
This was destiny, man. So sword has always been like meh to
Mm,
me, but I also do like I trained with knife combat
mm.
and screama, like fighting sticks, and then I just started training with tonfa, which is
Ta-
one I've always wanted to play with. Tonfa is like the batons that you see old police officers use.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh,
Um,
yeah, like where they're swinging it. Like,
yeah,
oh, yeah,
it's like a stick, but then they have a handle on it.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Super weird weapon,
Mm.
but it's something I one of my other training partners when I was a kid or when I was younger, he did the tonfa, and I was like, that is so badass, and I have no idea how that works. So I got a pair for myself, and I've been like training myself on YouTube and stuff because my other professor doesn't know how to use tonfa. I'm like, fuck it, we do it myself.
You
We
know,
ball.
I feel like that would be a good like defensive kind of thing where you're just kind of blocking hits.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's cool because it has that handle,
Yeah.
you can swing it back and forth, so you can hold it on your forearm to block, and you
Yeah.
can also hold it out to strike. And that's also why I like Eskrima sticks because you can use it
Mm.
as both defense and offense.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Um I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation and definitely have to have you back on. Uh, Not even recorded. I just want to talk. I just want to know more about
Yeah, I
martial
know.
arts weapons.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm always down to talk about that,
Because
and I'm always happy to jump into your chat on Twitch when you're streaming and chat more.
yeah, no, and likewise, I'm happy to jump in there. And I mean, if you're doing an exercise stream, I'm not. I know I'm not going to join you, but I'll be there. I'll be like, you know what?
Exactly.
He's doing the work for all of us. Why do I need to do it? That
Yeah, just throw some emotes in the chat,
yeah.
engage a
Throw some GGs in there. Okay, I'm done.
yeah, GG's, fam.
Yeah, GG's hype. Okay, good, done. But yeah, Bo, thank you so much for chatting with me. And yeah, again, definitely gonna have to chat with you again. But I'll let you go for the day. Yeah, just keep staying safe and healthy. All right.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for having me. This was real fun.
Yeah, no, likewise, likewise. Like so much fun. But yeah, have fun in that bleh sunshine.
Right. Yeah. Eye roll. Biggest eye
Ugh,
roll. I guess I'll
ugh,
deal with it.
ugh.
Well, have fun in your Texas.
Ugh, ugh. I'm not leaving. No, I'm not going outside. No.
Yeah, stay safe in there.
Yeah, I'll try. Bye bye.
All right, man. See ya.